2010, I vacated my House seat to run for the Senate, had an unsuccessful bid. And as I oftentimes tell people, if you're on the playground at home and you're playing basketball or whatever, and you get beat up, the first thing you do is run back to your house. And so that was certainly my case. As I got beat up in that Senate run, I decided to go back home. And so I was reelected to the House of Representatives in 2012. I certainly am happy to be here with you this morning and honored that I was asked to be here. And I will be leaving shortly after I speak because I have another obligation at church this morning. So I want to get there and make sure that I do that. I want to say that I represent about the city of Lake City, Forest Park, Morrow, Jonesboro, Riverdale, Lovejoy, and College Park in Clayton County. I also want to take an opportunity to thank Mike McPherson for the invitation and for being persistent and consistent in getting me here this morning. And so I certainly appreciate actually having a chance to meet with him last week as well. And thank you to as well to the Environmental and Natural Resources Policy Committee for having us this morning here to speak with you. I'm very proud this morning because of a lot of reasons. One, I think that the results of the study committee was successful. But I will tell you, like Chairman Smith tell you, that the more things change, the more they stay the same. But I will say that I thought it was productive. I thought that we had some good dialogue. We had an opportunity to share with each other best practices as we move along. Clayton County, those of you who are familiar with it, the Clayton County Water Authority is probably one of the best water authorities in the nation and has consistently been recognized on the national level. And I believe it was, when did we have the drought? 2000?
Right around 2007.
2008. During the drought of 2007, 2008, I'm proud to report that the Clayton County Water Authority never got below 77% full pool. And that's extremely important. Also in 2007, well actually in 2005, the initiative to create the stormwater utility in Clayton County was born. And then in 2006, it progressed, and in 2007, the stormwater utility became the management, stormwater management for the county. And so we're extremely proud of the progress. Now, I had an opportunity to sit on the study committee created by Senate Bill 224, and we talked primarily about Senate Bill 116, Senate Bill 116, who was authored by Senator Glanton. And I want to say that it was truly a bipartisan effort in this study committee. And the posture of the study committee was that not only did we want input from just people with stormwater utilities, we had an opportunity where we had input from positive and negative, let me say, effects from lobbyists, from municipalities, from members of the committee, and so we thought that was, and of course members of the committee itself. So it was a very bipartisan, very open and transparent dialogue, and I thought that in the end it resulted the way many of us that were not neutral wanted it to the end. The biggest thing that I think that I can report to you this morning is that the withdrawal of Senate Bill 116. At the end of the results, at the end of the committee sessions, Senator Glanton agreed that he would withdraw Senate Bill 116. And while I'm there, let me just say this. I can't say enough about the importance of having Senator Glanton and Chairman Smith co-chair this committee. They were fair, they were open, they listened, they took recommendations seriously, and I enjoyed serving on the committee. And I believe I was the only other legislator on the committee. And so I certainly enjoyed that as well. But Chairman Smith, thank you so much. I thought you did an awesome job in co-chairing that committee as well as Senator Glanton.
I have to brag on him too.
Well, and I would tell you that Senator Ginn, even though it was his initiative, he was open. And he really wanted to have the dialogue, to be transparent, to answer obviously his constituency, but at the same time, do what was best for Georgia and Georgians. And so I appreciate that from him. Now, the thing that came out of it is basically what's already there. Part of the discussion included allowing the stormwater utilities provision to remain under local control. And Chairman Smith said something about local control a few minutes ago in regards to Senate Bill 2. And so likewise, we felt that the best people in position to make decisions about their local stormwater utilities is the stormwater utility and the local municipalities. I think in the end, we all agreed on that. The other thing is that we agreed, or we at least recommended, that up to 100% credit should be considered and determined by the local utility for private or business as far as water neutral properties are concerned. Am I right there, Chairman? And so basically we didn't dictate to them the percentage that they had to implement. What we said was that it would have to be considered and it could go up to 100% of credits to those, because some of these folks have mitigated systems on their property that become what we call water neutral. And so we wanted to make sure that we took that into account. Now, on the water neutral concept, we wanted to make sure that water neutral properties would have to be certified by an accredited engineer. So it couldn't just be the property owner saying, hey, I'm saving the county or saving the city money, and I'm keeping my stormwater runoff within my property and so on and so forth. They actually had to have someone come out as an engineer to verify that and to certify it. And in X amount of years, they would have to come back and be recertified that in fact what was in place when they got their original certification is still the case at this point. And so I thought that was extremely important coming out of that. Now, the most important thing, one of the most important things to me is beyond the local control issue, is that the local utilities would implement policies and provisions that are fair and equitable for residents as well as commercial and private property owners. We had several members of the study committee that was there obviously to represent private property owners and real estate and those kind of things. And even toward the end of our study committee, we kind of won them to our side, at least to the middle. And they were not objecting to the final report and the recommendations of the committee. They were satisfied that we had truly had an open and honest and transparent dialogue. And so they were satisfied in the end, whether they got the end result that they wanted or not, they were satisfied with the process. And I think that was important and also indicative of the leadership of Chairman Smith and Chairman Ginn. One of the things that some of you may not, well, all of you should be abreast of is that, for example, and I'll use Clayton County as an example because that's the county I'm most familiar with, but I'm sure that the same issues and concerns that we have there in regards to water authorities and utilities are the same everywhere. And the biggest problem that we have in Clayton County is that our infrastructure is anywhere from 25 to 30 years old. And so you're starting to see all the deterioration and erosion that comes with those deteriorations of the stormwater utility runoff infrastructure. So it's important that we have not only a system in place, but the revenue in place to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to protect not just the environment, even though that's important, but we want to protect our business properties and residential properties as well. We know that if you don't deal with these things, you're dealing with things like downstream contamination, you're dealing with things like floods in people's basements and garages, you're dealing with obviously dilapidated infrastructure, and you're dealing with premature erosion. And so while I'm not an expert in this field, and I certainly would yield to the wisdom and the expertise of Chairman Smith on these matters, I do understand the basics of it. And I do understand the importance of stormwater utilities and the ability of the local municipalities to determine that in them themselves. And so bottom line is the silver lining in all this discussion and all the things that we did over the interim, the bottom line is there are no changes to the law. And that stormwater utilities will continue to operate with autonomy and local control. Now, there were some recommendations, and I'll just quickly read those to you. There were some recommendations in regards to the report, and I will read these quickly to you. It's actually 3 recommendations. The first recommendation was that stormwater utility fees determined by the utility should be determined by best management practices. And of course, the third one kind of brings some clarity to that one as well. And then the second one was, this committee acknowledges, which I kind of debated about and pushed back a little bit on, but that's what the committee decided. This committee acknowledged that the Georgia General Assembly is the enactor of legislation that sets policy. Sounds like it's a true statement. The legislature is the body that establishes policy and legislation in the state of Georgia. And the third and final one was the Georgia Association of Water Professionals, the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia, the Georgia Municipal Association, and other organizations and their respective members should develop a guide to creating an equitable credit program to encourage more consistent and equitable credit practices. And I think that's extremely important. Basically, what we said as a committee is, because we are not the catch-all, know-all experts for this particular matter, we have incorporated into the process those folks that are experts that deal with this each and every day on the front line. And so we've asked them to come together, put together a comprehensive plan that encompasses best practices throughout utilities throughout the state of Georgia. And I thank you for my time.
Thank you. Thank you.